Leona's parents had died just 2 days earlier after a terrible illness. She cried endlessly because she loved them dearly. Leona was a gentle, kind-hearted girl who always helped other children. Her father's sister, Aunt Mariba, came to take her away to her home in Riverstone village. "Don't worry, child. I will take care of you now," Aunt Mariba said with a fake smile. But Leona did not know that Aunt Mariba had a cruel heart. She only wanted Leona because the council elder said she must care for her brother's child. Life in Aunt Mariba's house. Aunt Mariba's home was big and beautiful. She had 3 daughters. Rina, Demi, and Shola, girls who wore pretty clothes and ate plenty. But as soon as Leona arrived, the fake smile vanished. "You will sleep on the floor and work for your food," Aunt Mariba said coldly. Her cousins mocked her old clothing, called her names, and pushed her whenever their mother wasn't looking. But Leona remembered her own mother's words. "Be kind, even when others are cruel." So she worked without complaint, hoping Aunt Mariba would one day accept her. Endless labor and unfair blame. Leona woke before sunrise every day to sweep the house, wash clothes, and cook. Her hands grew rough, her back ached, yet she continued working. Aunt Mariba scolded her constantly. "Leona, the floor is still dirty. Leona, cook faster." Even when everything was perfect, Aunt Mariba found something wrong. One Friday, Mariba bought a large piece of expensive meat for a special soup. She hid it and warned. "No one must touch this meat," she growled while looking at Leona. The next morning, Mariba screamed hysterically. "My meat is gone. Someone stole it." She searched everywhere, but the meat had disappeared because she herself hid it. Without evidence, she immediately accused Leona. "You stole it. Wicked child." Leona tried to defend herself, trembling with fear, but Mariba refused to listen. The evil plan. Aunt Mariba dragged Leona deep into Shadow Pine Forest. "You embarrassed me before the village. Now you'll pay for being born into my brother's family," she hissed. Leona trembled. The dark forest whispered with strange sounds. Then Aunt Mariba pulled out a bottle of black liquid. "I am not just your aunt. I am a powerful witch," she laughed wickedly. "I hid the meat myself so I could punish you." Before Leona could react, Mariba poured the liquid on her head while chanting strange words. Leona felt her body change, hands into hoofs, skin turning to fur, voice becoming a bleating cry. Within seconds, Leona had become a brown goat. Aunt Mariba tied a rope around her neck. "Tomorrow I will sell you in the market." Sold to a kind stranger. At the Nkara market, Mariba shouted. "Strong goat for sale." People inspected Leona, who felt frightened and ashamed. A kind farmer named Elden approached. "How much for the goat?" he asked. Mariba wanted her gone quickly. 3 bags of maize. Elden offered. "Fine. Take it." Mariba snapped. Elden took Leona home to Suncrest Farm, where he lived alone. "Welcome, little one," he said gently, giving her fresh grass and clean water. He even built her a comfortable shelter. Leona followed him everywhere, wishing she could speak. The truth begins to show. One evening, Elden sang a sad song about his late wife. Leona remembered her own parents and began to cry real human tears. "Goats don't cry like this," Elden whispered in shock. "Something terrible happened to you." From that day, he treated her even more kindly. Then one day, an elderly woman from the market arrived, Grandmother Sarah, known for her spiritual insight. She looked at Leona and gasped. "This is no goat. This is a girl trapped by a wicked spell." Grandmother Sarah touched Leona and saw a vision of everything that happened. "The only way to break this spell is through justice," she said. "We must expose Aunt Mariba's wickedness." Revealing the truth. They traveled to Riverstone village and questioned people. Many villagers admitted that Leona was mistreated. Grandmother Sarah confronted Mariba's daughters. The youngest, Shola, finally burst into tears. "Mother hid the meat. She lied. She took Leona into the forest and she never came back." The villagers were shocked. The chief called an emergency meeting, confronting Aunt Mariba. Grandmother Sarah brought Leona, still in goat form, to the square. When the villagers looked into her sad, human-like eyes, they understood the truth. They stormed to Aunt Mariba's house. Mariba tried to flee, but the villagers blocked her. Your own daughter has confessed, the chief said. You must reverse the spell, or the ancestors will punish you. Terrified, Mariba agreed. She brought out a red bottle, poured the liquid over Leona, and recited the reverse spell. A bright light surrounded the goat. The fur disappeared. The hoofs turned into hands and feet. Within moments, Leona stood as a human girl again, wearing the same clothes she had on the day she was transformed. The villagers cheered with joy. Justice served. Aunt Mariba lost all her wealth. Her house and money were given to Leona. She and her daughters were banished from the village forever. Shola whispered to Leona, I am sorry. I should have spoken earlier. Leona forgave her because her heart remained kind. A new life. Leona didn't want to live alone in a big house. She asked Eldon, will you be my father? You took care of me when no one else did. Eldon cried with joy. I would be honored. Leona used part of her inheritance to rebuild Suncrest Farm and help the poor in both villages. Grandmother Sarah became a beloved family friend. Years passed, and Leona grew into a wise and beautiful young woman. She married, had children, and taught them. Be kind even when others are cruel. Tell the truth even when lies seem easier. Goodness always defeats evil. Eldon lived a long, happy life surrounded by Leona's children. Aunt Mariba lived in poverty far away, haunted by her own wicked deeds. And whenever children saw a goat with sad eyes, they remembered Leona's story and promised to choose kindness over wickedness. Moral lessons of the story. 1. Kindness is stronger than cruelty. 2. Truth always rises, no matter how deeply wickedness tries to hide it. 3. Never judge others without knowing their story. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Africa stories. See you in my next story.